Students of higher secondary level, hopefully you are doing well. I am Siddhartha Shankar, an assistant professor in English in Government Horganga College, Munshiganj. Today we are going to learn transformation of sentences according to meaning. According to meaning, sentences are of 5 kinds, and those are assertive sentence, interrogative sentence, imperative sentence, operative sentence, and exclamatory sentence. And the assertive sentences can be classified into 2 types, that is affirmative and negative. Today we will transform the sentences from affirmative to negative and vice versa. So let's start. So how we can change from affirmative to negative? See the rule 1. Firstly, we can use the opposite word and using not prior to that opposing word. That is the first rule of changing from affirmative to negative. You see, the land is fertile. The negative is the land is not barren or infertile. So here we have used not plus the opposite of the word fertile. Dear students, here in this slide you will find a lot of examples. I think these examples will make you perfect. And you, dear student, you are requested to copy these sentences in your exercise book, and if you practice these sentences, I think you will build a very good idea on this type of transformation. See another example. My father is lenient. My father is not strict. You see, she is punctual. So here we will use not and the opposite word of punctual. She is not late. See, he is agile. He is not lazy. He is appropriate. He is not wrong or inappropriate. I am doubtful. I am not sure. He is a great man. He is not an ordinary man. We love our country. We are not without love for our country. He minds his lesson. He doesn't neglect his lesson. The learned are always judicious. The learned are never injudicious. Let's see some more examples. The food store is empty. We found nothing to eat. The house was empty. We found no one in the house. He comes here on time. He never gets late. Hilal refused the money. Hilal didn't accept the money. A frugal man lives a solvent life. A frugal man doesn't live an insolvent life. He allowed me to go there. He didn't forbid me to go there. He begged money. He didn't want money. They are economical. They do not spend more than they need. So dear students, here you see we have used the opposite word and not before that, and using antonym we can very easily do such type of transformation. See rule 2. Here if you find in affirmative sentence only plus any person, to make it a negative sentence we will use none but. See example, only the Almighty can help us, none but the Almighty can help us. Only the Presidium member can change it, none but the Presidium member can change it. Only the manager knows the amount, none but the manager knows the amount. So here you see, but if we find anything after only, then we will use nothing but to make it negative. You see, I have only a few toy. A few toy is thing. So here we will use nothing but. I have nothing but a few toy. I want only a book. I want nothing but a book. It beggars only the worst. It beggars nothing but the worst. So dear students, you are again requested to follow all those examples and you can write it in your copy. Let's go through rule 4. Here you see after only we can use any number or amount. In this case we will use not more than or not less than to make it a negative sentence. See the example. He has only 3 cars. He hasn't more than 3 cars or less than 3 cars. Ranu is only 22. Ranu is not more than 22 or not less than 22. Shuli has only 8 baskets. Shuli hasn't more than 18 baskets. Again you see after only there may be any place or institution. In that case, to make those sentences negative, we will use no other place but or no other institution but. See the example. He likes only Dhaka. So after only we see there is a place Dhaka. So we will use no other place but. He likes no other place but Dhaka. She loves only her village. She loves no other place but her village. I like only Horoganga College. I like no other college but Horoganga College. Now let's move to rule 6. Here in the affirmative sentence you may find always. In that case we will use never plus opposite word. See some examples. She will always favor me. She will never disfavor me. So always is there. We have used always, never in the place of always, and then we have used the opposite word of favor, that is disfavor. See another example. I shall always remember you. I shall never forget you. I always speak the truth, never tell a lie. Rule 7. If we find must in affirmative sentence, in that case we will use cannot or couldn't, but, cannot but or couldn't but plus verb 1, or cannot help or couldn't help plus verb 1 plus ing. If we use cannot but or couldn't but, in that case we will use verb 1, that is verb 1, and if we use cannot help or couldn't help, in that case we will use verb 1 plus ing, that ing with verb. See some example. We must help each other. We cannot but help each other. We must die. We cannot but die. You must follow the rules of health. You cannot help following the rules of health. Here we have used cannot help and then ing with verb. We can also use cannot but. You must follow the rules of health. You cannot but follow the rules of health. In some cases, must remain silent. In that case, we will also use cannot but. So see the examples. But God at least took pity on him. But God at least couldn't but take pity on him. Or God at least couldn't but pity on him. They work all day long. They cannot but work all day long. Now let's move to rule 9. Here you see, if we find as soon as in affirmative sentence, to make those sentences negative, we will use no sooner had than, hardly had when, and scarcely had before or scarcely had when. And you know, no sooner had after this portion is past perfect tense, and the rest clause or the later clause will be in past indefinite tense. See the example. As soon as I entered the house, I saw him cry. Hardly had I entered the house when I saw him cry. As soon as the thief saw the police, he ran away. So here you see one thing you have to notice, that when we use as soon as to connect to clauses, in that case the both clauses are in the same tense. You see here the both clauses are in past indefinite tense, but when we use no sooner had than, hardly had when, or scarcely had before, in that case the first clause is in past perfect tense and the later clause is in past indefinite tense. So no sooner had the thief seen the police than he ran away. As soon as I told him the story, he became very glad. No sooner had I told him the story than he became very glad. See another rule. Here if we find every plus verb, in that case we will use there is no but to make it negative. Every man loves money. There is no man but loves money. Everyone uses Facebook. Everyone is there. Every plus verb uses. So there is no one but uses Facebook. Every mother loves her child. There is no mother but loves her child. Everybody wants friends. There is nobody but wants friends. Let's move to another rule. Here you see every plus be verb. In that case, we will use no plus opposite word. Let's go through some examples. Every man is mortal. No one or no man is immortal. Every man is miser. No one is generous or no man is generous. Every boy is clever. No boy is foolish. So here we are using opposite word. You see rule 12. Here you see after every we has or have may be there. In this case we will use there is no plus noun plus without plus noun. So let's go through some examples. Every man has a head. Has is there. There is no one without a head. So here you see the structure, and you please go through the examples what I am reading out. Every man has conscience. There is no man without conscience. Every girl has dignity. There is no girl without dignity. Let's move to rule 13. Here you see every, then we may find have or has. Here we will change it like this. There is no plus noun plus who plus negative. Let's see some examples. Every man has a head. There is no man who doesn't have a head. Every man has conscience. There is no man who doesn't have conscience. Every girl has dignity. There is no girl who doesn't have dignity. Let's go through rule 14. Here you see sometimes we may find superlative degree in the affirmative sentence. In that case, if we make that positive degree, that will be a negative sentence. You see no other plus verb plus so as plus subject. Dhaka is the biggest city in Bangladesh, so this is superlative degree. No other city in Bangladesh is so big as Dhaka. She is the tallest girl in the class. No other girl in the class is so tall as she. This is positive sentence, and at the same time it is negative. So dear students, today we have learned 14 rules about transformation of affirmative to negative. And in my later classes we will go through the rest rules, and dear students, hopefully you will follow the classes and will be understand such genre of transformation. Until then, you stay safe and sound. Thank you for watching.